Are you super skinny and looking to gain muscle fast? Well, I'm going to give you some tips here on what you could do to gain muscle fast if you're a skinny person and hate being it. And I can relate because I was there. I actually did a video on how I went from 130 pounds to over 200 pounds. And I walk you through what I did step by step, and I improved on that to how to get there. So you can watch that video somewhere along here. We'll pop the video in here. But aside from that, the most important thing when it comes to not being skinny anymore and gaining muscle is going to be tracking your calories. I didn't do this for a long time. A lot of skinny people, they always say the same thing. Oh, I eat a lot and I still can't gain weight. Well, it's not true. You're actually not eating as much as you think. Some days you may be eating a lot. And then because you're so full, you don't eat enough on the second day. And your net at the end of the week, which actually matters when it comes to gaining muscle, is still in a deficit and not enough to push you over the limit. So you need to make sure that you're tracking your calories. So a good rule of thumb is to start with your body weight times 20. That's a good general starting point for how many calories you need to start moving the needle forward and start gaining muscle. So start with that and then meticulously track everything. I tell people all the time, it's much harder to gain muscle than it is to lose body fat. I'd rather lose body fat any day of the week and go on a diet than have to force feed muscle on, because muscle gain is a slow process. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not a quick thing. Whereas when you go in a calorie deficit and you're trying to lose body fat, you could see changes in the mirror pretty rapidly. But when it comes to gaining muscle, it takes time and it takes patience. And you need to be even more meticulous with your diet, no matter how full you feel. So you need to start tracking those calories every day like clockwork. And in fact, I would even say it's more important for you to track your calories than someone who's trying to lose body fat, because yes, they can even go over a little bit, but if you even undereat just a little bit, you're going to negate all your progress for the week. So that's number one. Second thing is we need to look then at weekly adjustments. So once you're 100% tracking your calories for 7 days religiously, not missing a beat, then what we do is we make weekly adjustments. Because your metabolism is so fast, your metabolism is going to adapt to the level of calories that you're taking in. So when that happens, we have to adjust it. Remember, your body doesn't want to put on muscle. It doesn't want to put on any weight because your metabolism is very inefficient. And what that means is it's not as good as we think. We think we have a good metabolism because we're burning fast, but that's actually an inefficient metabolism because we're not utilizing this stuff. We're just burning it through. So we need to focus then on adjustments. So what I recommend, like I said, 7 days tracking every calorie you consume, everything. You track the sauces, anything that you eat, anything that you consume, you gotta log it. Now, once you do that, your goal is to gain about a pound a week. So if after the first week of doing this religiously, you don't gain weight, then you need to bump those calories up. And like I said, you need to aim to gain about a pound a week. But if you don't, you need to bump your calories up at least 200 to 300. Again, depending on the person, everyone's a little different. But you need to bump those calories up 200 to 300 every week consistently, unless you've gained a pound. If you've gained a pound, leave it there. Don't touch it. If you didn't, you need to bump it up. And you need to constantly be in doing this. Track everything you eat, 7 days. What happened at the end of the week? You gained, you lost. Nothing happened, you need to bump the calories. You gained, leave it alone. And consistently doing this over time. It's the boring work, but it's the boring work that matters when it comes to putting on muscle. I was a really skinny kid growing up, so I understand how hard it is, but you need to overcome that by being meticulous with your tracking. So this way you know, hey, I'm consuming 3,000 calories. I'm still not gaining. I need to eat more. All right? So that's that. The next thing that you need to do is you need to strength train 4 to 5 times a week. That's right. Strength train, because we got to make sure that the weight that we put on is muscle and not fat. If we overeat, we're going to get fat. We don't want to get fat. We want to put on muscle. We want to look different. We want to look better. We want to look better naked. We want to feel more confident in our clothes. So we need to make sure that we're strength training 4 to 5 times a week. And what I will say here is, and this kind of leads me to my next point, is when it comes to strength training, you want to focus on less, not necessarily more. Don't look to add in 10,000 different exercises to grow your chest. Focus on the basics and focus on getting stronger over time in those movements. That's what's going to put on muscle in the best. I got in the best shape possible and my most biggest when I was following a structured strength training routine. You could pick one up below. It's called the Strong program that I put together. But that program essentially got me to my peak in powerlifting and also got me my peak muscular wise. So you need to be focusing on things like that. So just to summarize, skinny guys, skinny girls, whoever's watching this, track your calories meticulously, even more so than someone who's dieting. You have to know how many calories you're having every day. So focus on the calories. After meticulously counting them, adjust them weekly depending on what's going on. And then bump them up. Aim to gain about a pound a week. Focus on strength training 4 to 5 times a week. And less is more when we're picking movements to work on. 3 exercises for chest, incline, flat, and flies or dips will go a long way in developing a big pecs as opposed to doing upper flies, lower flies, cable flies, incline, decline, dumbbell, all these other things. Focus on just a couple of handful of movements and focus on getting stronger with them over time. So if you click the links below, you'll find all the links to all the programs I mentioned here. This was Anthony, AB Fitness Center. I'll catch you on the next one. If you're interested in taking your health and fitness journey to the next level, be sure to check out my diet books and training programs. These resources are designed to provide you with the tools and knowledge you need to reach your goals and feel your best. Click the link to pick up my books right on Amazon.